Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, continuing our coverage of the Elder Scrolls Online. In today's discussion video, I wanted to talk with you guys about the Megaserver system that will be used in ESO. There seems to be a lot of confusion as to what exactly a Megaserver is, and people just generally have questions as to what it means to them as a player. So I'm going to explain to you guys what the Megaserver is, and also talk about any possible ramifications that this type of server system could have for you guys. So let's begin with the basics. What the heck is a Megaserver and how is it different from most MMOs? Well, traditionally, MMOs separate servers using what is known as shards, and basically what you're probably used to seeing is a list of different servers. You just pick a name that you think sounds interesting and you make your character on that server. Well, problem is, if you ever decide you want to switch servers, you generally have to go through a server transfer if the game even allows it, and many times there are stipulations with that, like costing you money. The other problem on top of that is that if you have a friend who just starts playing the game and they create a character on a server other than the one that you're on, well, the only way for you to play together is again do a server transfer, or either one of you has to make a brand new character on your friend's server. So that's obviously a pain in the butt. What the Megaserver does is it acts as one single server so that you never have to worry about grouping with your friends. The goal is to remove the barrier of playing with friends and guildmates, and also to eliminate issues when it comes to server capacity like queues and mergers. So an obvious question is, how the heck is this going to work? Are they just going to have one massive server with millions of players on it? Well, no, not exactly. The Megaserver, while acting as a single server, is split into different phases that you could technically consider separate servers, but it's something that's done under the hood and that you as a player will never see. The way they do this is with a proprietary system that will place you specifically with friends of yours or guildmates. So you have someone on your friends list or someone in your guild, and when you join the game, you will be placed in a phase or a specific server of the world with those friends. The other way that they do this is actually beyond your friend list and guildmates. There's actually a system where you fill out this questionnaire after making your character, and with that questionnaire, it's going to ask you what type of player are you? Are you an RPer? Do you like to pretend that you are your character? Do you like to focus on PvP? Are you someone who really likes to focus on PvE progression and grinding endgame? Depending on the type of player that you are, the Megaserver system will also place you with people of that like. So if you say, I'm an older gentleman and I don't like playing with children, well, there you go. The Megaserver system will put you with people that are like you. So just as a quick recap, the Megaserver system, while acting as one large single server, it is split up into different phases or instances or servers, if you will, and you will be grouped with your friends or guildmates or people who are gamers that are like you, PvPers, PvEers, RPers, whatever type of gamer that you are. You will be prioritized into joining a server instance with people that are just like you are. So the benefits of something like this, well, there's a couple. One major benefit is that you're playing with your friends. If you've got people in your friends list in your guilds, you never have to worry about not playing with them. They will put you into a system with them. Another benefit is you don't have to worry about queues, because whenever you join the game, if you would join a server that's full, you'll be dumped into another one that's not. So you'll never notice any difference. You will never have to wait in line, and you won't have to worry about server mergers, because again, while there are technically different servers that exist, it's all done under the hood. It's nothing you ever see and nothing you ever have to worry about. So those are some of the benefits. What are some of the cons? Well, there are a few actually major issues that I see with this system, and one of them is the fact that this game is going to implement phasing when it comes to story progression. So what I mean by this is, say you go to a town and you don't prevent it from being burnt down by an enemy group of invaders. So some people come in, they burn down the town, and since the world is phased based on the decisions that you've made as a player, that town will be forever burned down for you. So what if you want to play with a friend? Now, if you're playing with a friend and they saved that town, how exactly is that going to work? Are you joining their server where the town was saved, or are they joining your server where the town was destroyed, and then all of a sudden a player rolls up to this town, your friend joins in on your variation of the server, and they see this town destroyed, and they're like, wait, why is that I saved that town? What? So it's kind of weird. It's sort of immersion breaking. Not sort of, it's actually pretty significantly immersion breaking. The other thing is that you don't have a sense of ownership when it comes to other people in your world on your server. Now, in traditional servers, you know the enemy faction and you know other people that are on your faction within the universe. But with this split up server system, besides your friends list and your guildmates, that's not going to be the case, because the people around you, both your enemies and your friends, will constantly be shifting in and out based on how servers are full, when they play the game, and everything like that. So you're not going to have that sense of ownership. Based on how I'm viewing how this is going to work, you aren't going to have those rivalries against opposing factions or even against people on your own faction, because the same people aren't always going to be there. And this is actually sort of a major concern. Besides the fact that it's immersion breaking, you don't have like, oh, there's cool guy X and he killed me last time we were here in Cyrodiil and I want to get him back. He might not be there the next time that you play. He may be in a different phase of the server. He might be in just a different portion of the world. You also have to deal with people being jerks. If there's one thing that I learned from playing MMOs over the years, it's that when everyone's on a single server and they all stay there, there's sort of a social order and people act a certain way. When that's taken away, for example, I'll go back to World of Warcraft, when you started dealing with random battlegrounds and random instance queues through the, I forget what it's called, but you could join into a dungeon with a random queue and you get people from different servers. People just started acting like jerks because there was no accountability. It's the same thing with the anonymity of the internet. People act like jerks because they feel like they can, because there'll be no repercussions. If this works the way I believe it's going to work and the way it's been explained, that's probably going to be an issue. Besides your enemies, your friends, they might just be dillweeds because they'll know the next time they play, they're going to be on a different variant of the server and they're probably never going to see you again, or it'll be once in a blue moon where they actually come across you. So you might have to deal with the sort of social ramifications where when everyone's on a single server all the time with their character, there is a social order, but that might not be there with this randomization and the constant flux of the people you play with and against. So much like our prior discussion when it comes to being able to enter opposing territories and dealing with enemy factions, I think that this could potentially be immersion breaking. Now, there are certainly, again, many benefits, always being able to play with your friends, being able to play with people who are like you, and never having to worry about queues. But is the social aspect going to be an issue? Is not always running into the same opponents or even allies going to be an issue? Will it be too immersion breaking, especially for people who are fans of the Elder Scrolls single-player series? Everyone in that world is the same. If you kill them, if you let them live, the characters, the NPCs, they're always the same. They're the same people with the same names and the same stories. They're always there, again, unless you kill them or they die or something. But in this, while you're dealing with real people as opposed to NPCs, the people you're going to be seeing either on your side or on the opposing side will always be in flux. There'll always be a shift. So now is the time where I open up the discussion to you guys based on what I've explained and what you know about the Megaserver system. What do you think? Do the pros outweigh the cons? Is this going to be a good system? Are there any suggestions that you may give to ZeniMax Online Studios as to how they can manage something like this to possibly make it, well, as good as it could be? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned in the future for more Elder Scrolls Online discussion right here on the channel. Be sure to subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning.